Go Beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to KritzKast, the place for everything Team Fortress 2. My name is Jake, and today with me in the casting booth is none other than Extrasolar. And in the run-up period to Copenhagen Games, we're getting back into Highlander action. This time, this season 18 of the ETF2L League. And for more information, I'll ask Solar to plug us a little bit more about what is going to happen today, what are the stakes, and what are the maps we're going to see.
Sure, we're on week 2 of Premiership ETF2L Highlander now. Two teams today are Feila and Kiti as bakenbardami. I just know them as Cyber and Wales. Yeah, both teams are really going to be looking to make playoffs, I reckon. You know, we've got two very strong teams going on here. We have Feila, you know. I think Joe's actually got the most Premiership silver medals of any player, actually. So he'll be looking to improve on that this season, especially after Strong Opinions had a really surprise upset, really, you know. It was a 3-3 against Week 8 setters on these two maps, actually. You know, golden cap either way. So it'll be really interesting to see, you know, what Feila they might be wanting to just poach the grand final spot, maybe. You know, get in there, get some points early. But equally so, we've got, you know, Kiti, who last season were the only team to completely successfully 6-0 SECK, like clean, no rounds dropped, 2 maps. They were the only team to do that to SECK last season. Of course, they eventually went on to win Prem Season 17. And this was actually on these maps. So I think, you know, Kiti with themselves, they'll be feeling really good about this game, sorry.
Well, you know, last season was actually very, very interesting because we had a lot of teams that were extremely good, and we didn't have Strong Opinions running in that season, which means that we actually had, you know, some fresh faces getting the first medal, and then Feila, unfortunately or fortunately for Joe, since he seems to be very intent on collecting those silver medals, you know, they got themselves the second place. This time around, however, we still have Feila in the running, we still have Kiti in the running, and then we have Strong Opinions, who are currently on top. But like you said, they had a little bit of a slip-up with that draw, which will slow them down on the way to the first seed for playoffs. So that's going to be definitely interesting, especially that this game here will settle the playoff score or the playoff table for the foreseeable future. Because so far, as far as I can see here, Strong Opinions, Feila eSports, Kiti are definitely the favorites here. We also have Wheatcake Sellers, Victory Road, and then Envision, another season in the Premiership, and not doing so hot still. And they haven't been doing so hot last season either. But they're still in the Prem, they're still in the running, and they still may yet surprise us. So there is that, Solar.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time that we've had teams had a falter start to the season. They just come back halfway through. No, that's just the beauty of the round robin system. You know, you can kind of have a few, you know, bad games at the start, and then just get those points together and get into playoffs. Like we saw, you know, teams like you know, there's Bureau back along who like barely scraped into Prem playoff season 10. You know, I think it was like a 3-way split in the end. I can't even remember what teams it were. I think it might have been Wasp, another team. But anyway, they were barely even got into it. A poor start to the season, but they pulled themselves up on the last few weeks, and then eventually they beat High Panda. You know, that was that was High Panda's last season. They were looking. That was the first season Strong Opinions one actually of Prem, and High Panda were really looking to, you know, get into grand finals. But then Bureau came in and just, well, won the best of 3. You know, it's not the first time that a team's been, you know, down their luck in the early season, so it can happen. But I think, you know,
yeah, that's the beauty, like you said. It's a round robin, and also, you know, Highlander, Team Fortress 2. Like, everything can happen. You know, some switches within the teams, some new strategies coming in. You know, this game has been on the market for a very long time, and you might think that nothing will surprise you anymore. You know, no more new weapons, no more new maps. It's still the same thing. But every single season, I still get surprised by some ingenuity coming out of these teams, and you know, just trying to get for the top seed. You know, having new weapons like, I mean, it's new weapons, but it's been a while since they were released. You know, like a loose cannon being used quite often, as far as I know, last season, especially on Steel, because of the pit. You know, just throwing people in the pit. The environmental kills were very enjoyable to see, but also very effective. And, you know, just seeing people just using those unlocks that were not very much used before, try to get this, you know, done into their advantage. But we're live shortly here, Solar. Anyone that we should be looking out for on either team? I mean, both teams are pretty much virtually unchanged from last season.
Oh yeah, like I'm looking out from Kiti. I'm looking out definitely to Lightclaw and Fuzz really for the the plays coming in there. But over on Feila, I would say, obviously we got Joe. He's the main caller, he's demo man, it's Koff, so it's going to be a really good game for him, hopefully. But it's also Mezzo, Nubby, and Kazrod. These are really, huge fraggers. Nubby, I think, has got, something like a 2-to-1 win ratio on Highlander pokes on Soldier. He's just nuts on that class. And there's, Mezzo as well. I think he's had Spy of the Season in the past, He's just a very good player. And Kaza was last season's Sniper of the Season, the most headshots a minute, most med picks a minute, most sniper picks a minute. Kaza last season for him was just a bit of a farm, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. So hopefully he can keep that performance up this season.
A huge boon to Feila's lineup here, and seeing how Feila's lineup looks right now in this season, it's just so insane. I mean, Rambazor, one of the best engineers, Johnny's one of the best demo man, Kazarok, you say yourself, one of the best snipers, Mezzo is one of the best spies. It's absolutely insane. But ladies and gentlemen, we are finally live here in season 18 of a Highlander League. The teams are Kitty's bakenbardami versus Feila eSports, as we're getting into the middle a scuffle here. Crime is a little bit faster than Joe, but now he's low on health and only put up a sticky trap on the drop down. There's a lot of engagement coming on here. MXTXF goes for Newbie, takes him out with the shotgun, and there's just a lot of damage being exchanged, but no one really dying there. Samsky maybe just falling down, and V-Clock's on side of Feila. Losing players left and right here. Feila is now on 65%, recharge Py-bun slightly behind, and neither team really has the power to get this decisive point here.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Joe just dying at the end there to detonator and afterburn. This, there's maybe just a bit of a lifeline for the repush coming out from Kitty here. They would be shining forward crime, but Nubby's actually in on the medic here. Py-bun does surf onto the containers though, very good from him, and will live. And yeah, so now we got the Russians here just coming back in, just taking, the mid-fight isn't over. No, Warmtic is sort of known for its long fights as it's quite an open Koff map. Different sections to it almost, but
yeah, Joe and USC binds that pill onto Py-bun's head. Layla has died in an engagement before, but now she has slight advantage. However, the Russians will reclaim this point for themselves and probably just entrench themselves in the banana and behind those crates there. Crime is quite aggressively far forward, gets a nice spot onto Newbie, but now the whole reinforcements from Layla are coming into this fight here.
Yeah, Crime just flat cannons Kazarov across the point, just absolutely no one contesting him. Just able to get free, and Joe is completely zoned out here. Will died at the stickies. Very good from Crime, but Mezzo comes in at the end and will end its killing spree.
Yeah, but Py-bun actually has to follow up with Crime in order to keep him alive, but Crime is doing quite a lot of work here, and now Newbie has to get away from that top left window. Layla still has that advantage. She may be able to use it just after she gets it. Joe UFC low on health, and they're getting ready to push this in. Py-bun still not near close. That Uber charge, which is very crucial in this engagement. Who comes out on Joe and UFC chasing down Py-bun, but there's a level 3 sentry there. They're trying to. They lost Joe in that engagement. They're not able to take down Py-bun. Now Py-bun is Uber charge, and he will be able to get this point and just maintain control of it.
Yeah, bit of questionable positioning for Py-bun there, but he just sort of kite into under and got away with it. But yeah, that is the power of the sentry behind the point here. It is just such an annoyance to deal with. As you saw there, if you're not on point with your Uber flashes, it can just deny your entire Uber, or just even pick people during it. Middle there, just a bit of Risen and Lubana will go down, but Crime as well actually. Pipes, Rambasor and Samsky, I think that's the same pipe actually.
It's a crime to have a crime on your team, as he's just absolutely dismantling Feila eSports here, and now he's holding alone with Py-bun. Py-bun's not healing anybody else but Crime right now. Kazark, nice headshot on the Finske. This TS is actually equalizing the sniper battle here, and now goes Bashi onto the flank, into the window, takes down Newbie here with one rocket. Now he's looking for the medic pick here. Layla is still in danger. She has 100%. She will be able to pop this, but she doesn't have anybody near her to actually use it on. Now the reinforcements are coming in, but Py-bun has that Uber charge ready as well, holding in banana. He's very safe and sound. Joe spotted him, tries to lob a sticky down there, but he's being very nicely just scared away, and now has been killed off.
Just gets picked by Lightclaw, yeah, just completely alone there on the point. It's the team are just too scared to be with him almost. We've got Middle playing around under here, we've got V-Clocks who's currently in now. I just don't know why they're being so passive. We've got Crime just being on the point, just taking 40% heals. And this is actually one thing that Kitty had just been doing last season. They will just tank, their Scout Sniper and Derriman actually, as the Uber Zoo get traded here. But it's a much better exchange here for the Russians. Joe has been sent to the skybox, and the Pirate is in on the medic, does take Layla down. And now Feila in all sorts of only 20 seconds left, and absolutely no cap time for them. But the fight does eventually go into their favour, I think.
Yeah,
it's just V-Clocks at the end.
And Boshi alive on the flank, she's been spotted as well. Nice position here by middle on top of those crates. It's going to be difficult to take down the heavy weapons guy who is sitting on top of the universe right now. And finally, just as the timer is about to run out, Layla and her team are capping this point, but the problem is it's 3 seconds to go. So as soon as Kitty capped this point, Solar, I mean, this is all she wrote for the first round.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be pretty happy with that result if you were Kitty, you know, just coming in and just getting 2 minutes 57 on the clock right off the bat, absolutely no contest until, like, you know, the last 20 seconds there. And they know exactly, like, yeah, they can just bait the point here. They've lost their demo, actually, though, so this might be a bit of a questionable play here. But Lightclaw is still playing the point here, but there's no medic tanker, so we will be forced to back off. But yeah, this is just what Kitty likes to do. I know last season on this map when they played SCK, I mean, I don't remember quite many heals Heavy got, but I know his potential was in the single digits. Like, you don't often see Heavy taking, like, you know, 7, 8, 9% heals. They would just tank Crime, Lightclaw, Boshi, and they just play on the point all game. And I know Fuzz last time just absolutely demolished SCK, so hope we can get a repeat performance today. And right now, he wins the SPS against Kazarok, and that will be the Kitty's push towards walk forward, get some cap time. And this will now force a response from Feila now, as they are using their Uber onto the control point. Pahan is nice and safe now in his main. It's exactly what they want to do.
He's so far back that he might as well be just in spawn. Now, Journey have seen a lot of trouble. They've invested quite a lot of resources in that push to get the blue team off the point. Now, Layla doesn't have her Uber. Pahan on 65%. Poker already on top of Crate. They're getting on this point. There's a lot of people. Layla tries to save the situation, but she gets cleaned up by Lightclaw. The amazing scout from Kitty. 1 second to go, and this is the first point of this map. Wormtick goes the way of Kitty.
Yeah, that's the problem. We have Poker just in the top right window here, and because Kazarok went down, there was just nothing to contest him at all. Like, he was able to rain the damage onto Joe, and he died really early in the fight, so he just couldn't hold the point. It was a big ask and failure from the start to hold that, let alone losing the demo man and sniper.
The second scrap fight of this game is coming into play here. Crime once again quite far forward, and here comes the soldier here. Newbie tries to jump away the situation. He's on fire, he's low on health. Oh, so close to getting Boshi down, but Boshi's alive, but so is Newbie, and he's behind the medic now. Pahan's a little bit scared, but he gets cleaned up by Boshi finally. But that bit of a distraction is very beneficial to Feila, as they are on the point right now. They're in control, they have good positioning, and Pahan's a little bit of a trouble there as the Pyro Viglas jumps into the window and just gets cleaned up by Poker.
Yeah, I think first hit a nice snipe onto Joe there as well, which is really just turned the fight almost, but later is coming out to Ubercharge, and they're not really looking to give this up, since the Fuzz and Boshi are still dead for Kitty. They've used the Uber onto Samty onto the point, they're taking down the Pyro and the Heavy, but the counter comes out for Pahan though, and now they're just going to get a much better exchange here as long as they don't drop anyone during the fight. But Mezzo's on the NG, so the gun's gone down. But it shouldn't have mattered too much now that the frags are sort of coming in for Kitty. Joe wants to fight it, but he will get just rushed down by Lightclaw there. Newbie goes for a jump up, just see if he can make some space. The mid-fight is still going on, there's very little cap time in play here. But Mezzo has taken down Fuzz, so it's just a scrappy little fight here going on here. Nubby will make more space, and it's just so annoying to deal with when you have a soldier just jumping on these crates, like knocking off the point. And Pan is now on like 20 health and burning, and Peacocks jumps in. But fortunately, Pan was under, and he gets air blasted actually. Oh, so close to surviving there, really unlucky.
Yeah,
poor health, he just gets put out by his Pyro, but then, you know, there's just a Nubby on top. Finishes him off.
Newbie is just absolutely everywhere right now. I mean, he's pretty much in control. There's still that heavy weapons guy in the window on the blue side, but it's not enough to stop Newbie from just doing whatever he wants. Now Mezzo is behind as well. For Feila, he's looking for the Pyro. Ooh, but what a headshot by Kazarok, taking down Nena Stoyashi. I believe that's the name. And now Mezzo is free range to just kill the soldier like that. Now he's out of the situation. There's a lot of panic going on for Kitty's team. Pahan is just looking around him as there is no tomorrow. Crime is with him as well, and now joined by Lightclaw, the amazing trio of damage and heals, trying to contest this point, but Sasuke's on the other side just kind of scouting the area. Now Joe is also there on the duty to just spam out some damage, but comes Boshi, gets reflected there and completely denied, but he does get one rocket onto Layla right now. She's a little bit down on health, but she's alive and ready to go with that Uber charge.
Yeah, I mean, Pahan doesn't even have his Uber yet, and they're just baiting the point here, just trying to get him to use, and that's exactly what Feila will do. Pahan is being rushed down by the engineer of all people. Ramosol gets Pahan down to 8 HP. Very unlucky I didn't get that frag. Mill goes down and under, but the thing is, the Uber was so far away, they can't really get much ground off it. The Pyro will deny the last, flex of that Uber. And Nobby's actually in just to try and get some damage here, but everyone was just too scattered for him to really do anything. But eventually, the Poker goes down for Kitty there. And yeah, I was going to say it was going to be a completely sour situation for Feila there, but suddenly Fuzz comes in, kills Joe and Kaza.
There we go, a lot of engagement coming on now. The point belongs to Kitty, which means that Feila will get slightly faster respawns, will allow themselves to resupply together, and as they died all at the same time, they're just going in full force onto the point. Ubers are about equal, so I believe there's not going to be much of a damage, but Finsky just getting Joe. Again, that's 5th kill for Finsky on the sniper rifle, and Joe, no more damage coming out of Demo Man. That's very crucial in the next push. I mean, they will have to probably wait for Joe to come in, but otherwise, they just cannot hope to attack this banana filled with blue players.
Well, you say that, but the sentry has gone down. Meath comes in and... well, sorry, Meta comes in and kills Meath with the bicycle there. The sentry's been sapped and later he's onto the point. And now suddenly we just got the... they just ran for a drop down. That was a pretty cute play there. But Lightclaw is on the chase. He will take down Kazarok. And yeah, now the Russians looking pretty in control of the situation here. The Pyro is just going to come in on the end, just try and get some damage onto Layla. And as Lightclaw's in as well, actually, like everyone's at half health, but a nice sticky there from Joe will end his progress. But Bosch isn't giving up. He is just, just spamming that main. Meta's actually just declared in the corner, but he has been spotted. Really well played by Boshi. Yeah, he's just controlling this.
I can't believe that Meath is using the Eureka effect still. I mean, it's been working out so well for him. He just constantly comes back to spawn for resupply, just gets the teleporter up and running really quick, and he's just been doing an amazing job on the engineer. And usually, we don't praise engineers because they're kind of like this thankless job that they are, but at the same time, seeing that he's not using the mini-sentry, just using the regular Eureka effect, no more moving building, but does he really have to? As the point is currently being taken over by Feila. They have all the players on the point right now, about to getting that Uber, but they're dropping Kazarok and V-Clocks there. A lot of people low on health. Joey UFC on 19 HP, Meza also going down. And they had to invest the Uber charge as well and didn't even get the point.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate there for Feila. It just seems sort of a repeat of their last push attempt into Banana. And now Joe's trying his very best to get some damage. Does a very nice pipe onto Crime, and they're just going to try and walk forwards here. They have captured the point, but nothing's in. Behind again, he just keeps surviving on this really low health.
And he's following Crime literally everywhere.
Joe's in Banana, just alone, there's no one with him at all. Like, I don't know how he lived there, but he just gets out. Questionable positioning there, maybe, but... Lightclaw does go down to Joe in the end. And you were saying earlier as well, like, the new unlocks that are coming in. The Eureka effect, really, is known as a space wrench, really, to most people. And it got changed recently, so you can actually pick up your buildings. But you can teleport to spawn or you teleport to exit, so you can literally just, if the spy saps Telly or something goes down, you can just build it instantly again. And it's really annoying to deal with. It's one of the new weapons that has just really come into play in Highlander recently.
Meath is using amazingly, and a lot of work coming out of that weapon here. Yeah, again, it's a crap fight coming on the middle. Joe and UFC in Crime, basically just exchanging damage, and there it goes. Ubercharge comes in from the red side, behind pops hit just to save his team. Middle there goes down, but that's okay. Now the blue team, Kitty, just pushing back in. They have all complete control of the point. They haven't lost a single player. And now Layla is just trying to heal up. Lightclaw comes in, gets surfed up by Newbie, who's now instead low on health. And the spy comes in, TS looking for the medic pick, but she's already out and about with her 11 Uber charge. She's not been healing for quite a while now. Pahan has the advantage and are also in control of the point.
Much closer around the last time though, with only 30 seconds left for both teams, but Lightclaw has just been playing this perfectly. He's reading the situation, he's going in, forcing Layla, and then he forces her to flash a couple of people and backs out to his team and lives. And if you can get that advantage and just keep going like that you've basically got like 60% more Uber than the enemy team, minimum. And this is how they're really winning a lot of these exchanges. Now that Feila has sort of woken up, Lightclaw is just on the prowl, just killing everything.
Ooh, it's not a lot of people alive for either team, but the blue team is now on the defensive. Pahan is solo on health, he's about to get the Uber charge. He's gonna pop in with me, the engineer, the angry engineer comes into play. Now Boshi jumps in, tries to get Kazarok, who's now trying to just basically slow him down enough for Layla to go for Uber. Meath is still alive. How is he still alive? Finally gets cleaned up here.
This engineer is a tank, dude.
He's just not refusing to die there, but that was enough for Layla and her team to get the point in control. They have 100% Uber charge. Bahan's only at 20%, and there's 25 seconds to go.
Oh, and Samsy's come in, he's gotten Pan so weak, he's killed Poker, but then Feila, in that attempt to get Pahan, have just lost everyone. They've still got the Uber, they've got Joe, so they can still defend this point for a while now, but not sure if it'll be enough to delay until the respawn waves can come in. The Pirate has forced the Uber and has denied a lot of it. It's just Joe and later on the point now, and of course you can't cap while you're shiny. So now the pirates are coming in to deny them. And currently...
Kazarok picking off Pahan, so that's going to be huge here.
Yeah, like suddenly we've just got this really scrappy fight going on. It looks like Kitty are actually just winning it, but the better classes are up for Feila. They've got the heavy weapons going on the point, just going to gun everybody down. It's just absolute carnage, but it should be a round for Feila here. The only person alive now is Py-bun. Yeah, that's just really good there. It's one of the examples of Highlander that numbers aren't everything. It's often what people you have up. It was only really squishies and the engineer alive for Kitty, but you know, if you got heavy on the point, he had his buff just fading towards the end there, so he had just more health basically, more damage. And that meant that Feila could hold on to the point just in the end there.
Again, we're looking at the middle here. Crime yet again just sacrificing his health to get that up position faster. Just roll out here. Joe slightly back, but he's fine. He's rejoined by Layla right now. And yet again, we are down to the middle scrap fight here. 2 players down for the red team here. Not looking very good for Layla and her team. But we shall see. Still, nobody really going to point. Now Kitty's just trying to get some more ground on it. Lightclaw is leading charge. Now Crime is trying to retaliate with some more damage. Finsky taking out jakeowaty. That's no more Demo Man on the side of red. And they are forced to get away from the situation. They cannot do any more damage than they did right now. And they completely conceded the point to Kitty.
Yeah, they're playing that mid-fight perfectly there. They don't. The only person they really lose there in the end is their Pyro, and they spy afterwards, but that's alright. What they do is they killed Nubby at the start, and that meant Lightclaw could just get some cat time on the point. There's only one class that can spam him, and of course, to spam the point there, Joe had to cross the sniper sight line, and of course he just died in the end. It's really well played from Kitty there. They're playing this point perfectly. But Nubby's in actually, Banana forces the Uber.
Ooh, how is that even possible? That's such a bad Uber for them. Crump goes in, tries to get the medic, but Layla's already on the point and chasing off the blue players here. Just going with Joe and UFC and Samsky, who's now just trying to get as far forward as possible, take down Finsky. That's a good pick there. No more medic. Kazark has all the place in the world that he can think of in order to snipe some heads, and that repush by Feila was actually done amazingly. Baki tries to get him just completely destroyed by middle there on top of those crates. Once the sniper is down, I mean, the heavies on top of crates are just complete death.
Oh yeah, like, once the sniper's dead, the only real person that can deny the heavy up there is the demo, and of course, Crime went down as well. Mez is actually in behind though, he's just lurking around, going for a stab here. And he tricks Py-bun! What is that? How do you let that happen? He comes in, just walks in front of him and just matadors him, and Crime's in. He's going for the bomb, he's and he gets Layla! He dumps in, he's in the air on about 40 health, and then he just manages to get Layla and Samsky there. That is just insane.
That suicide bomb from Crime actually equalizing the table just a little. Still no KT alive to actually get and contest this point. No medic actually on the field. Now Layla has rejoined some players. Samsky is actually kind of escorting her to the middle point. Bela still in control of this. Still joining UFC quite far forward. There's TS behind. He's lurking about. He's just waiting for a good opportunity to strike. He really wants Layla dead. He's in a good position right now. There's a lot of spy checking going on by V-Cloaks there. He decloaks. He goes in for the medic, but he gets spotted. Now decides to use the revolver, but Layla is down to 50 HP. That is a good distraction coming out of TS. Now Lightla is just capping this point. Nobody's contesting. V-Cloaks goes in, but he's almost dead. He's finally gone by Poker, who is now just kind of the lone player from Kitty to try to stop this from happening, Solar.
Oh,
but
Crime.
no.
Oh no. That's tragic. Crime comes in, and he's doing these sticky chunks where he's on such low health, but he's going very fast at incredible high speeds. He does take down Joe with brilliant stickies, but then he just falls off the crate and just craters. It's just sad. Like making these amazing plays, and then you just get killed by full damage.
Really unfortunate, Layla now on 100%. Boshi comes in, looks for the medic. 3 rockets, he missed them. He gets only 1. It's a good splash damage. But, you know, splash damage doesn't get the kill, and it just doesn't matter in the end. The Uber comes out. Whoa! That's Samsky going all the way to space. Their newbies now trying to get. It's just this amazing. What was that? What happened there? That basically the whole team of Red just exploded all over the map. And now look at this. Newbies far forward, still looking for some more carnage going on. Mezzo's all the way in the bag right now. Now, here Rambazor going in the aggressive engineer play, chases down Bakan. Bakan's in his sight. Is Rambazor gonna get the medic? He's got him.
How do you just? Oh no, Kitty. That's just unfortunate. The end he just goes in through main, just not a care in the world, and suddenly he finds a lone Py-bun on the right-hand side of the map. That is not a place you want to be standing in as medic, just pretty much at any point in the game, and just finds Py-bun alone. And well, I mean, the man has got 11 PhDs for a reason, right?
Well, there you go. Actually, Rambasaur gets Layla quite a bit of an advantage, but they lose the point in the process. They didn't have enough players actually actively looking at the point. They were very far back, and now Wiethoofd jumps in. An amazing jetpack jump, but that's just not gonna get Py-bun dead. There's too many blue players out there. Now Samsky charges him with Feila. That engineer takes down Crime, still looking for more. Boshi goes down as well, but Py-bun is already far back with his Pyro. Just being safe and sound right now. Point is slowly being recapped by the red team. They've lost Samsky there to the Pyro as well. Py-bun's about to get 100%, but he's aggressive. Only 4 players alive. Now comes V-Clock's chasing up Py-bun, gets cleaned off. Py-bun, how are you still alive, man?
Oh, he just serves out. Rambasaur's in again, actually. Pistol comes out. But Rambasaur 1 HP behind will eventually get cleaned up. I think, that's just... Can someone stop this man from going for medic picks, please?
You just never expect Engineer to be so aggressive, so...
Well, during all that, actually, like, Feila didn't even cap. Like, during all of that, like... carnage that was going on, Feila haven't even capped yet. They will eventually just like try and get on this point. But Lightclaw comes in and just murders V-Clogs with Crime. Crime didn't kill Samsky as well. Lightclaw's dead, but I think they've done enough here. They've like it's just shown Nubby behind point now, and their health isn't really good. Crime's in on the point, just denying them.
Layla gets cleaned off, Boshi all doing most of the work, and now the Pyro comes in and cleans up Layla. A lot of people dead. There's Py-bun on the point. Point's still ticking though. Feila still can get back into this. There's so much damage being exchanged. Poker getting knocked off the trade, but not before he kills the Pyro, and it just completely destroys the opposition here. V-Clock Samsky going down. Nobody there to contest the point. Mezzo just has to do something. He saps the sentry, but it's not gonna be enough. Now Layla jumps at the point, but not close enough, and no cigar for her as the point goes to the way of Kitty here.
Yeah, it just seems like Feila are doing all the right things in terms of the fights. You know, they always seem to have an over advantage. They're always going forward, just getting these picks, and they're going really aggressive into them, which is what you want to do on COP. But it's just like they either lose the people that would otherwise cap, or they just forget to cap, and it's really been to their detriment. Like, there was a solid minute there where they were just completely in control of the game, but just neglected to cap the point because either there were people like getting killed trying to cap, or they just weren't in a position to do it. And it's just really, they did play better overall that round, but it's just Kitty at the end, they realised they could just, deny the point. It doesn't matter if you're losing the DM fights. And Poker now, again, will pick up Joe. He did a really clutch pick on him last round. Just get him again from the Crunch area. This is such a powerful spot for the Heavy. And look at the numbers here for Feila. It's not very good. They've lost their entire combo, save for Layla. And then Crime realising this with his Pyro comes in and just knocks him off the point.
Needs to get away with her medic. Now TS is just kind of scrambling around, looking for the medic pick as well.
Py-bun again! Like, Nubby just comes in and just bombs Py-bun. He lives on, 16 health. How is this man surviving these situations?
Harden and Russia like Steel coming into this game and just going in and survives again. Look how low he is, but he pops the Supercharge. Nice force coming out, but Layla also pops to get this done. And the point has not been capped by either team, really. This engagement is really gonna put Feila at a disadvantage. You only have seen they could be in trouble by Lightclaw. Lightclaw just gets out of this. He's just so smart. I mean, he doesn't go 100% in, just kind of tries to go for those favorable situations where he takes one person down, and if he sees that he cannot win the fight, he just runs away, and that's what Scout is really good for. And now he cleans up the jump. Joe and go down.
Yeah, it's so annoying when you've got a Scout who's just, actually we got the soldier in on the sniper. No, Newbie actually just going behind us, So sadly gets cleaned up. But yeah, Feila were just crumbling here in this fight, and after Fuzz there gets a free K. But yeah, it's just as a Scout, it's just so annoying. You just deal with that when you have this Scout who's just always in your face, it seems like. But he never quite seems to just die. He's down to 30 health, it'll just back off. And that's a really good skill to have, especially at higher. When you've sort of got this, the difference between overextending and being aggressive is just really fine, especially on a class like Scout. It's just been getting these situations over and over as Fuzz takes down middle. That's no heavy for Feila now, and Joe is really weak, having to get an arrow behind point there. And right now, Kitty just look really comfortable in the banana here. They've got Lightclaw, they've got the Pyro, they've got Py-bun here, Crime. Boshi in on top right to deny any sort of sniper or heavy shenanigans. But Nubby's actually jumped all the way behind here, see if he can come back in later date. Feila now looking to move on to the point here. They've killed Lightclaw, they've gotten the Scout down. They've lost no players for it, and they're now just getting people onto the point. No Fuzz either, so Banana is just free push here. But Layla is nowhere near her Uber, and Kitty opts to take an aggressive Uber into her because of that. But it's going to be completely denied by V-Clocks. But Boshi here at the end, they've killed Kazarok, and Crime just somehow kills Layla with sticks in the end. Not sure if that was a jump or just Layla was out of position.
Kind of walked into those stakes there, and unfortunately, yet again, Feila so close to capturing this point, but not quite close enough. They're finally getting some points on
middle. He just comes There's just crime there. He thinks, oh, I'm really safe in Banana here. Nothing can come at me. Then it's just a heavy that comes flying in from the heavens and just guns you down. Then the Pyro is just there forced to watch. Not really quite sure what's happening there, and then he just guns the Pyro down. And in the end, I think he actually survived that as well. Can't through a drop down. Absolute madman.
Point now belongs to Feila eSports. They'll be able to kind of keep control of it, but they lose Viklux in the engagement. There's a lot of kiti players on the point right now. Bashi is getting ready to jump up, so is Crime. And it goes Lightclaw as well. There's an entire kitty team on the point right now. Feila doesn't really have anything to respond with. They still don't have that Uber charge behind, 10% ahead. Oh, they're getting so much damage onto them. Layla is so low on health, and there's just so many players being tossed at that team, and somehow the core combo still survives. Their middle has to kind of protect Layla from now on, because there's just so many people jumping her. Bashi, Lightclaw just out to get the medic blood, and they're usually successful in this, but now Journey FC gets Ubered. And so is Viklux just jumping in, looking for Pahan, but Pahan just comes in from behind. Now they're stuck in the banana. Lightclaw is not known to miss any of those meat shots. Takes down the medic for Feila, and Feila hasn't even capped the point.
Yeah, once again, like, they're just not getting this cap time. Like, it sort of seems to be a tale of two combos here. I think Kitty have realised that Feila were going for this death ball strategy, so they said, okay, we'll play our regular stuff of just having our Pyros, a soldier, and a demo here with our scout, but then we'll stick our heavy and our sniper just away with our engineer on top, like watching that top left area, and there's just nothing they can do. They can't get any cap time. Feila can't, and this is like, was that a face tap onto Pan there? So like Meza just comes in and just burn ice him. Here's a backstab in the end, and there's no heals there. It might just save like some semblance of a round here for Feila here. But
there's nothing like a face tap. There's not a thing like a face tap, dude. It's just pure skill that will allow Feila to actually regain control of this point. Now in overtime, they have to hold this point for 2.5 minutes straight if they want to actually still get those 3 points if possible. And now middle low on health there, just getting some more heals from Layla. There's a little bit of a scrap fight by Rambazar, taking down the dispenser. What an amazing play by the engineer. And he's holding down at the bottom here, the dungeons, or however you want to call it, under the point, and basically a little bit of a slowdown there. I mean, Kitty have all the time in the world to actually repush this. Layla, however, has that 100% Uber charge and will be able to pop it should she need to. Nice jump there by Crab, but gets cleaned up. Now Boshi tries to take down, but no, he gets reflected by Viklux. Just an amazing kill there. Layla still on full health. That amazing jump there didn't quite work out, but that gives Pahan a little bit more time to build his Uber charge and maybe hope for a good play there. Take down Layla or something and go for the point. They're still 1 point up and basically 1 point away to getting themselves 3 in the set.
Yeah, I'd say the trade here would, unless Viklux denies it all, it would favour Kitty here, just because Rambo isn't on big guns. He's only got mini sentry under. There's no big gun around behind the point here, and now because Feila control the point, that means that they can just wait for Feila to come to them with a bit of cap time. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Viklux comes in and just tries to reflect things, but the tail end of the Uber will catch him out. He's so low on point here, and Joe is alone in Banana, and there's so much cap time, and everyone is dying to the fuzz at the end there. Wow, that's textbook's cough right there, and that will be 3-1 in the end to Kitty. Just completely shut out Feila at the end there. That is completely textbook cough. If it's equal, you just want to bait them onto the point with some nice cap time on Lightclaw, and then force them to use into you, because your sniper's alive. And then you just win the fight because you have a better Ruber. It's really well played there by the Russians.
The Russians really kind of doing their homework. I mean, we've seen them play in Premiership for quite a while. It's been a few seasons since they've actually joined in the top leagues. And, in the beginning, they're kind of struggling. They weren't really in the top 3 even. They kept going at it and, kept improving and still maintaining the exact same team. I don't think, like, a lot of people have changed. I mean, from what I can see, the Power is the only name that I don't quite recognize yet, or maybe just someone is aliasing, but it's pretty much virtually unchanged from last season. They've kept at it, and now they've actually taken down at least those 3 points from Feila eSports here, and we'll be going to the second cough off tonight, which will be Product.
Can I just say quickly, Jake? I know, like, we're not doing like logs until the end when we do combined logs, but I had a quick peek at them. I just want to say, oh no, apparently, I've just been told we can do the logs, but I just want to get us in quickly. Poker got 4% heals. Like, I know I said like single digit figure heals for the heavy from Kitty, but 4%. Like, that is, like, a few
Lower
arrows.
is only a spy. Lower is only TS on the spy. And that's 271 on the spy, 1,000 on the poker. But 35%, that's 1/3 of the entire heals going to the way of crime.
Yeah, and, you know, he's got equal to Joe's DPM and 10 less deaths, so it's working out for them. Like, yeah, like, I don't think I've ever seen a heavy get 4% heals in, you know, in any game, let alone a Premiership Highland game. That's crazy.
But now look at his kills. I mean, poker only got 4% heals, got 8,000 damage, but got 28 kills, then 22 deaths, which is, you know, it's fine. Middle got 30 kills and 17 deaths, so it's not far behind Middle, who got considerably more heals, about 3 times as much. So it kind of is working out for them. I mean, they've won the first round of tonight, and Crime is doing so much work. 13,000 damage here onto Crime, slightly more than Joe and UFC, like you said yourself. But Crime is just such a force to be reckoned with that even Joe alone cannot really take it down. Pahan is just glued to that demo man.
It's also the fact that, like, Joe really can't do a lot against Crime a lot of the time because he's got Lightclaw for company. I mean, Lightclaw here, you know, 430 DPM as Scout, 41 kills, 20 deaths. Like, he's just constantly. You said Pahan was stuck to him. I think it's Lightclaw is really glued to him, man.
And that's working out for them very well. I mean, ever since they introduced this the buff from Quick Fix, basically, you know, making the mechanic from Quick Fix work for all mediguns for medics. So you just, when you attach yourself to a scout, you just roll out faster. It's just such a good strategy. Just kind of get your heavy. Heavy's just too slow. You can't really follow up with him. Just have him protect an area, or just be the anchor that everyone's falling back to when you need to, and just, you know, he just checks for behind. And now, you know, the actual combo is no longer the heavy demo man and medic, but more of a scout demo man and medic.
Oh, it's certainly true on Koff, just because of the way the game mode works. Like, you want that ×2 cap from your scout, like, just to get on the point. You want the scout to deny things that are coming at you quickly. You want just the DM class there as well. So I certainly think that is true for Koff. And as we go actually into our second Koff map now, which is Product. And right now, Feila, they're looking to, probably looking to equalise off this. I know this could be a case of just Warm Tick, how it's so different from Product, really, that it's just, you know, Product, I think in general, it's a bit more, you know, the playstyle of Product is a little bit more rigid. It's a bit more defined as to where everyone is. Like, generally speaking, everyone's going to be in similar places, whereas on Warm Tick, there's a lot of leeway of the map, a lot of different things you can do with it. But on Products, it's a bit more consistent, so maybe Feila will be looking to just find their feet on this map. But they are already doing better than SECK did last season against Kitty. I mean, SECK didn't even get a single round across 2 maps. But, you know, Feila, they've gotten, like, 1 round, they've gotten 2 more close rounds as well. So I think they'll be really looking to take Product as well off of Kitty. So this, you know, if they do it, this is shaping up to be one of the closest, like, starts of the Highlander season that we've seen in a long time. Just all the top 3 teams just on very close to equal points.
And it's really kind of setting them for the future. As Kitty, you know, fighting against Feila, they will likely see each other again in the playoffs. So definitely will kind of set the speed, set the record for the future for the playoff period as we are going into this map. And also, kind of a funny fact, I'm not sure if you know this, Solar, but today we're watching, you know, Koth Warmtick and a Koth Product. Both are kind of summer-themed maps, as in, like, you know, there's sun, there's grass, and everything. And did you know that back in the day, we used to have Arctic and, you know, Viaduct, both wintry maps?
Yeah, I was talking about this with Zamp, actually, when we did the early Week 2 cast, Strong Opinions and Week 8 Sellers a few days ago. Just, we sort of, TF2 players don't really seem to like the dark, scary maps a lot of the time. We reserve those for Halloween, you know? For the pro maps, we keep all of those as, from Snowy to... I think it's just because of the visibility. Because, I mean, Coal Plant is still pretty dark. It's the only real dark map in the rotation. Like, we used to have Gravel Pit, but that got taken out a while ago. And there's steel, but it's all inside, so it's quite illuminated. You know, all of the... I think it's just in terms of visibility, like, and the FPS as well.
Yeah.
Like like, have you ever played? I don't know if you've played stock Viaduct, but on TF2's competitive matchmaking, of course, you're not allowed to use an FPS config.
Yeah.
And you've got, like, this snow everywhere. Even on a max frames config, I dropped to like 35 FPS on that map. Yeah, so I think it's visibility and, like, playability. Like, you want the map to be, you know, available and competitive. And even if you've got a really good, like, high-end PC, you're still going to drop frames on it. So it was just decided in the end, just, you know what, let's just make it into green. And, you know, I prefer the look of the original Viaduct, but I think in terms of actually having a playable gameplay experience, I certainly prefer Product.
You know, like Crash, the TF2 map maker, who's has done quite a lot of maps, and some of them actually got into the official map pool, has said himself during one of his streams way back when, just a few years ago, I think, that the reason why he doesn't really like doing wintry maps, even if he does them, is that, you know, basically, the more snow you add, the worse the frame rate will get. It's basically that. And then Valve is like, yeah, I mean, we hear you, and then we're just gonna make end of the line. Every single map is just snow.
Yep, it's just end of the line, and then eventually it got removed. It was started the whole, like, too confusing for new players meme. You know, we have CP Steel in pubs all the time, and that's a really, like, not confusing map at all, really basic map. Apparently Snowplow is the most confusing map to be added to the game. You know, maybe it was just too much snow. You know, you couldn't see where you're going.
I mean, it's basically kind of like real life. I mean, if there's snow, you're gonna go slow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta drive slower, you're slipping around everywhere.
Yeah, you just
maybe
it's
just TF2, it just slows your brain down.
But we're getting ready to get into the action of the second round here. Koth brought a Kitty's bakenbardami, also known as Sideburn Wales, versus Feila eSports. Going into the middle here, Crime really damn quick as he's putting some nice sticks on the V-Class, but that Pyre's just going to reflect them all, and now goes Newbie, jumps all the way back, goes for Finske. Finske going down and he closes himself, but what an amazing fight by Crime there!
Yeah, just destroys the Pyromedic there, just no chance for them. Like, Middle's just trying his best just to walk forwards here because, you know, Joe's still alive, but everyone just sort of clumped in this corner for Kitty here, and they're just getting zoned out here. You know, like Middle here just getting a free K for himself there, and that was really looking good for Kitty there, but they just sort of seemed to come together, and like they were maybe a bit scared, they were all low on health. But interestingly actually, like, the soldiers for each team, they both jumped at the same time, and they both instantly just went for the sniper. So that mid-fight, there was just nothing the snipers could do at all to contribute.
Now, speaking again, Bosch jumps in, but there's Newbie just kind of blasting him away. Now, Kitty going on the point, Lyclos just has his sights onto the enemy team, takes down Samsky with help of Boshi. Grime there, now Newbie comes in, gets a one rocket onto Pahan. Pahan's low on health, and now hiding in the shed, and Finske is still kind of protecting him. Kitty finally capping the point, and there's just so much mess around going on. I mean, they just completely scattered around. That jump by Newbie dismantled this push, but that was not enough to stop them. Now, here goes Joe and UFC, tries to look for the medic, but Pahans is far and away from the situation, 100% ready, but the point has been reclaimed by Feila, as there was nobody from Kitty. They've been pushed so far back, and now Mezzo's in there. He looked for the medic, but he gets face checked there.
Now, Crime, though, dropped before the Uber. That's not what we want to see on product, especially. You demo dime before the trade. And this is going to be a really, you know, they've gone in on poker with his brew. He's coming in, but V-Clox, it's heavy V Pyro, will deny most of that Uber. And Layla will just now go all the way up to Cliff with a full Uber charge. They might get the cap here, but, you know, even if they do, their respawn is delayed, and they got to deal with the Uber afterwards.
Oh, they're popping immediately. Good choice there by Layla. Not wasting any time with that advantage. Chasing now Pahan. Pahan's already out. They're not going to really do much with that Uber charge. Getting Finske, however, and chasing off the entire enemy team, which allows them to reclaim this point for themselves. They still have a little bit of advantage in terms of time, and Ubers are about equal, so no loss really for popping this Uber so early. Now Kitty has to kind of regroup themselves. They're going cliffside. Getting Lightclaw already far forward, using those onlogs there. He's using the wrapping, the gift wrapping, and the guillotine. So that's actually very curious to, for such a scout, use those weapons here. But yeah, going on the point, you're getting quite a lot of time. There's nobody from Feila even caring about this.
Yeah, that's a bit questionable maybe. I think because now Nubby's actually in on Pahan though. He hits one rocket, will not hit second one. Lightclaw will clean that up. But this is exactly what Kitty want. We saw this on Warmtick. I mean, they've been trying to do it here as well. They were sort of sacking people into the point just to get the cap. You know, like over and over. It just didn't work out for them. They lost a lot of players. And speaking of losing players, they have lost Crime here. But they do have the Uber charge, looking to take it in on Lightclaw, forcing Layla just to flash 3 players in there. So going to be actually an equal Uber though, since Pahan did have to flash his heavy just to save him. And Nubi's actually on the chase on Pahan, but he will surf all the way into spawn.
Nubi just slightly too early on the draw there and actually helping Pahan out. Boshi goes in and gets bammed in the face by the sniper. Here you go, sir. There's some ags on the side.
It doesn't really matter, though. I would take a pan to the face if I get the medic pick with it.
But still, man, like, it's a bam. It's a funny noise when it gets hit.
Oh, actually, no, I've played 2 seasons of Radio City Pan. They're both quite good.
Just, you know, just bump up your volume up to the max when you play Radio City Pan. That's just kind of my advice. But there you go. Here, point still belongs to Feila. They have 1 minute to go. Just a little under 2 minutes.
Just spams across the point and just destroys Lightclaw there. think it was, might have been a blind fight from him, just no scout now. But look at Kitty, like, they're getting all this time on the point, but they're only playing around the edges, so it's not as effective as as they'd would like it to be in actually getting forward for Feila. You know, there's no one really to kill if they're on the edge of the point, and it's only really the engineers and the pyro that are playing around here, not really classes that are easily rushed down. And yeah, they've just backed out here, and they've forced Feila just to come in and take the point, and poking so much damage onto Layla there. She's only like 1 HP, actually 1 HP, gets the pack, and then just the scout and Demo there just at the end just kill Lightclaw. That's so, well, bit clutch there from Layla really getting out.
Risky as hell, but there you go. They've reclaiming the point. They still hold on to it. Kitty is now 30% to actually get this point from Feila's hand. Samsky comes in, takes down the Prime, and Bosch also going down. Finsky going down. That's only 5 people alive and on low health for Kitty.
Though. They're so scattered. Like, Meath takes down Joe, and then Lightclaw takes down Nibby. It works because they've gotten a few players just killed, so they're a bit staggered for Kitty, but I don't know. I'm not really sure how we've gone to this point about Demo Man. And eventually, Layla, like, just that is not a place where you want to stand as medic, like on the control point. Even if it is overtime, you don't want to stand on that point. That's just the death rectangle almost, you know. And now we have the soldier coming in. Nubby takes down the pyro, but that's all he's going to get.
Pahan actually going down as well in that. He's actually got caught in the splash damage, and Pahan's dead. And Pahan is actually very surprised about what has happened here. Pyro is actually putting some question marks in the chat, but nobody really knows how it worked out. But that splash damage is deadly enough for Pahan to die. And now, with full reinforcement wave coming in at this point, Feila just going in. Full throttle ahead. Newbie jumps in, gets actually pushed away. Now there's Samsky there trying to get down some more damage. Points so close to being capped. Pyro just denying this point for a long time, but it was not enough for them to stop it completely. And there you go. First point on this round. This time around comes to the way of Feila.
Yeah, like, I think that was really safe by Nibby at the end there. Like, it's just, if you're so scattered around, just you're gonna get picked off by the flank, and then it keeps happening to Joe. You know, it's the same problem as Warmted. Like, he is top scoring, so it's maybe not too much detriment. But these fights, like, they're making hero plays happen. That's all they're really relying on at this point, you know. And Joe, you know, he's just on his own, walking across point, just begging for his team to come with him, but alone. Right side of the point, dies early on. But Layla goes down to TS. Pahan dies to Nubby as well. There's some no medics in this fight completely. Like, dry fight going on here. Poker here will take the 1v1 against middle and loses it. Rambasaur there kills Lightclaw at the end there, so that'll be a mid-fight for Feila.
Nobody really has anything to lose at this point, and Feila just, you know, sits on the point, gets the cap first, and yeah, starts the timer down. And Joe and UFC now have rejoined the people in the front. Have to wait for Layla still. Vinsky actually getting taken down by Kazaroff. This one is for the side of blue this time, and now with that sniper sightline, look where he positioned with that backpack as well. He's gonna just raid down hell on the blue team, but Crime knows it, and Crime jumps in. Just looking for Layla, and Layla gets caught off of guard there.
No chance for her to survive there. Like, she had 3 players jumping her just from all directions. Like, there's no way you're surviving there, especially with the pyro. You know, you can sort of dodge and weave through projectiles, but the pyro does have cleave damage as a flamethrower. But Bahan sadly did die at the end there, so Kitty didn't like that. The suicide wave was just another fight there at the end. They haven't even capped the point yet. But Joe, that's the opening they want there. Joe taken down by Fuss. And that'll be Kitty just walking forwards here with their superior respawns that they've gotten now that they control the point. But the headshot on the reflect coming in now, V-Clox kills Crime. Meath's dead to the sniper, and like, they're just cleaning up now, Feila. And Bahan, he's stuck in, dies a V-Clox. And he gets a fire as well.
Oh, V-Clox, what an amazing play. Using the jetpack, jumps for the medic, and just completely scattered around. Pahan had no chance of surviving either. Just medics dying left and right. Neither two really can keep them alive. But at the same time, Feila is just winning this one so far. 1.5 minutes already down, 1.5 to go. With Newbie jumping in onto Poker. You're not going to want to fight heavy there, no. Surely not.
He's out. Feila, though. Oh, Layla dies. Yeah,
no.
I thought she was going to survive there, but dies with the spy at the end there. And Kitty is going to come back to this point. They're not giving this up really easily, but Crime dies to the sniper in the end, and they've capped the point, and Kazaroff then gets Lightclaw as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I think
Kazaroff 7 kills streak right now. I mean,
yeah,
he's not been dying.
Poker. He's and the 9th, he gets Pahan as well.
Oh, no, Poker and Pahan both just heavy and medic. 1 and 2 shot. 2 shots, 2 kills.
That's just not what you want to see.
Popping off.
I think Feila, like, despite the strange things that are happening to their medic and demo, they're a lot more comfortable on product. Like, they are so much, they're more in control of the game by such a large margin. Like, if you look at them on Wanted, look at them now, they're just like, and we got Kazarot now in the game of his life, takes down Lightclaw again for his 10 kill streak, but will get jumped in by Boshi, he does die in the end. But they just seem so much more comfortable.
That's true. I mean, Nui just jumps in, gets cleaned up there, but look at this Crime going down, Poker going down. Middle's the only one who's dead on the Feila side, in that engagement at least. And Layla is still alive with that 8% Uber charge. She's safe and sound, and they are in complete control at this point. 30 seconds to go for the half-Polish, half-European team. I mean, I think...
Polish people not European, Jake.
Well, you know, I'm not gonna get into this conversation right now, alright? It's kind of tense right here. But, yeah, there you go. Layla and her team just in control at this point. Like you said, just feeling so damn comfortable right now. Just Kazarok is such a threat right now that even Boshi decides to go for the sniper instead of the medic first. Now he's behind, on fire and low on health. Gets the force out of Layla, but that's okay because the timer's about to run out. So much flashing on the red side. They're blocking this point from getting capped, getting all the kills they need. Poker's the last person alive who can actually get into this, but he's being cleaned up as well. Another Pyro is the only person, just tries to jump in with the jetpack, but he's no help to survive this. And second point of Wormtic, or not Wormtic, Proto, it goes to the way of Feila again.
Yeah, they're just so comfortable here. I think it might be the fact that because, as I said earlier, product is a bit more rigid. It's also a much smaller map than Wanty. You know, you've got the viaduct actually in the middle of the point that sort of breaks up the jumps a little bit. You can't just do a big skybox bomb into someone because you just get caught on it. And I think it's really going to the detriment of Kitty there. I mean, they're also being forced to pump heals into the heavy because they're playing so close together. There isn't like a top right area you can sit in. There's a little window you can shoot out of. He has to play with his combo. And that means there's less heals for Boshi, of course, who's playing in connector, less heals for Crime, and less heals for Lightclaw, and they're just dying up to the aggression for Feila as well. Kazarot dies to TS though, so this is maybe a mid-fight coming out here. They can keep their medic alive for Kitty.
Yeah, here middle actually tanking a lot of shots for Layla. She's full health. She has Samsky with her as well on the cliffside. Now Joe and UFC goes all by himself right now. What is this man doing? He's just going on to Crime. He's just doing so much damage to him, but he's not enough to actually take him down. Now Boshi comes in, takes down Samsky.
Oh no, but he's on the hand. Oh, crisp 2 rocket. Ooh. Absolutely no chance of surviving there. Headshot rocket into a follow-up, but you can't survive that as a medic.
Just so difficult to survive this, and just being a medic on product is just such a difficult job because there's such a vertical map, so many places that you can hide behind. It's just so difficult to anticipate even. A jump, you know, a soldier jump or a demo jump. Now the Uber comes out from Feila, going onto Pahan there, Poker. And it goes to Pyro as well, just running away to his teammates. He doesn't want to fight this one. And now finally Feila, after 1 minute, tries to get this point. Boshi jumps in, tries to take down Layla, but she's alive now. She hugs that dispenser. She needs to get health up. TS, there's lurking about.
He chooses to go sniper instead. That's fair enough. You know, he's on the Trande. It wouldn't really do enough damage to kill Layla at that range. Now they're just sitting on cliff now, but no sniper. Some room for Fuzz to make something happen here. He's just sitting in house here, watching across the point.
And when Crime jumps in, he's no concerns for his life, and he gets cleaned out by Samsky there. And trying to go for Layla. Now Bosch jumps in as well, but gets pushed back by the heavyweights guy. But the point is now currently being kept by Lightclaw. And honestly, that is, like you said, textbook cloth. You just have some distraction, delay the enemy team, and have your scout cap the point, because it caps very, very quickly. But unfortunately, Feila now in control, going on the point, trying to get it done, but they're losing so much health in that engagement. 3 people dead for her team. And with Pahan off the board as well, it's not gonna look too promising for Kitty.
Yeah, you say textbook cough. I would say, textbook cough maybe the Lightclaw there, but I don't understand why they committed Crime and Boschian to get Layla when, it was an equal fight. Both meds are on 60%. Layla is actually forced in there by Boshi and Crime. That's when you want to jump the medic. But I don't really understand why they felt the need to jump in when they had half cap time. You want to just have your entire team going in a beta. Maybe a few comms issues there, but you don't really want to jump the med when it's equal most of the time. But there's a spy in on TS. TS is on Joe in there. We'll kill him. I just don't really see they're playing it correctly now. They've got this scout around the point with the heavy on the rock. So maybe it's just a bit of a comms issue last time. People would want to do different things, but the Pirates in on the medic there though will get air piped though by Crime. No chance of him surviving there.
Absolutely huge there, and Pyro also tried to go for the enemy team and just flies away, being carried by those bullets there by middle. And now Feila is on the back foot. I mean, they've now finally lost the advantage that they had in terms of time. They're nearing the Uber charge, 25% to go. Py-bun already on 100%. Finsky actually getting taken down by Kazark yet again, freeing up a lot of space for the red team to come in, and here comes V-Clock, getting that Uber out of them. Py-bun is dead now, I mean, well, close to dying, or at least close to Uber out. And there comes Layla with Samsky, and he's dead. I mean, I kind of foresaw it. No!
Oh, he's in dispenser, he's hiding, he's in his dispenser armor. Oh, middle air will eventually shoot through. That's... like, Py-bun, he was so out of position at the start, but I'll forgive him just for, like, almost saving it there.
That's
like, he just, like, dodges and weaves and forever and hides in dispenser, but eventually just the minigun came in and just couldn't... nowhere to go after that. But now we got Lightclaw now just playing the point here, getting a lot of cat time off before the Pyro and the Soldier here come and force him off. But now we got the Pyro jumping in for Kitty, and Layla was like just almost AFK there, just like standing completely still, just not even looking at anything. Takes 120 damage for her trouble, but you know.
Good wake-up call when you're birding and you need to run for a health pack, because otherwise you'll die to the afterbird. But here, once again, Samsky just tries to go for the Lightclaw strat, just get as much cap as possible, getting ready for the next push. Py-bun's on 55%, but he doesn't have anybody to follow up with. Crime's gonna get cleaned out. Uber comes out, Samsky. Now Lightclaw's still alive somehow, almost taking down Mezzo, but Mezzo's alive by the skin of his teeth here. Py-bun low on health, but still alive, has that advantage finally. 34 seconds to go for Kitty. Well, just a little bit over 1 minute for Feila eSports. Will they be able to take this one 3-0 clean?
Wait, I think we actually got a pause here or something, because everyone suddenly stopped moving.
We're waiting for Wiethoofd. It's a pause, apparently. I'm not sure what's happening in the future. We shall know, but so far, so good for Feila, I would say. I mean, looking so confident, so comfortable on this map, just doing everything they can and everything they want to do. Layla has been dying quite a bit to Boshi and Crime. I mean, they've been doing an amazing job bombing her, but at the same time, you know, when you commit two of your heaviest damaging classes to one medic pick, you have pretty much nobody to do the damage for in the middle, and you don't have anybody to really protect your medic from the other team doing the same.
Oh yeah, it's like you were saying earlier, like the life of a Medicon product is a really hard one. Just because of all the, like, everything seems to be out to get you. And because the map's so small, like, as soon as the sniper spawns, you got maybe like, 5-6 seconds before he can just pretty much shoot you, and that's from any part of the map. So there's only a set number of places you can stand where you're safe from a sniper sideline. So when he's alive, like, you're just sort of in pocket, and you can't see a bomber really. Like, you're relying on your team just to kill them for you because you're just a sitting duck there in pocket. And if your team isn't on the ball, the bombs are just too fast, too quick, sending too many people in, it's a very hard and frustrating life as a medic main on this map.
I know something about that myself. I've been playing Highlander for such a long time before, and every single time, there was a Koth product, I was just not having a good time.
We get the unpause though, but like, that's a good way to start the unpause off. Just comes in, 2 rockets, a medic on cliff.
How did he know Py-bun is in there even? How did he get this one? Now Bosch tries to do the same onto Layla. Layla is down 1/3 of her health. TS is still behind looking for the the finisher, but it's not gonna come out anytime soon. Now Crime and his team just tries to do something. Poker on the point right now, just trying to do as much as he can with the heavy weapons guy. Lightclaw tries to get the cap as well. Not a lot of time left on the clock for the blue team.
I think a tiny bit of cap I needed though, and like Kitty will cap it in the end. It's 30 seconds left for them, and the respawn wave for Feila is not particularly favourable. But they are bleeding players now. Kitty, they've lost Boshi, they've lost Lightclaw. There's no flank now watching that connector area, and no Lightclaw as well. It's going to be really huge in these final seconds.
That cap
Pyro's in as well onto Py-bun. V-Cox is in and there's no one to stop him.
Yeah, it's cleaned up here. Py-bun no more as Kitty is now losing her medic. This is such a crucial time. Now TS goes behind Layla, gets the kill. Such an important play there by the spy of the Russian team. Now Middle is on the point as the heavy weapons guy tries to reclaim this point. There's a 0-0 on the clock. Newbie's now solo in health, but they just don't have the respawns to stop it from happening. Jumping in as Newbie gets down. Kazar jumping in as well, but no, this time around, Kitty get themselves on the board with the 1 point.
That was just when the pause happened there, 90 seconds in the pass, so I'm guessing someone timed out having connection issues there. But that's just so good at the end there. Like, they had Lightclaw just staying alive for so long, like after he came back, just denying everyone walking onto the point there. And Crime was at 3 HP there for a minute, had to go behind and get the pack. But that's the case of Highlander sometimes, as I said on Warmtick. Feila had better numbers, but they'd had worse classes up, so they just lost it in the end because they had the respawn waves as well coming in.
There you go. Bosch jumps in on Layla, but he's just cleaned up by middle, who's low on health right now. They've lost Joe in UFC before, and now they're just kind of scrambling around. Kitty will be able to get this point here. Mezzo goes in, but he gets what? Bahan? Hey, hello? Why are you laying down face down in the dirt? Was it Kazark again?
Yep.
No.
Oh, but Fuzz will return the favor onto Layla though. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, now you know. Now Feila is Layla is now laying down face first in the dirt. Well, there you go. I mean, 1 for 1, sniper for sniper. This is what you look for when you see small, tight maps and basically cough with just such a fast respawn wave. Now Finskate, yet another kill.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that was looking like a repush almost there for Feila, since they were really down their Pyro and Sniper, and they got on Lightclaw off the point, and they could have maybe gone for a suicide wave there, but that shot from Fudge just completely ends all prospect of that.
Those regathering their strength, going from the cliffside yet again. They have the Uber disadvantage, 30% roughly, and will be probably attacked by Crime and Bush yet again. We'll see how it goes. The power goes down for the Russian team, however. TS is behind, lurking about. He gets nice saps there. Finskate getting down Newbie, no more soldier for the red team. And now Feila getting a little bit frisk, trying to get some cap time on the point at least. Now Journey UFC quite far forward, fighting down with Crime. But Pahan is there, still alive. He has that 100% ready to go at any given time. He pops it, he gets a little bit threatened by Join UFC, who gets cleaned up there by Poker. Now jumping in with the Uber chasing
so deep
Layla.
on Cliff. They're so weak, they do pop it in the end. They will take down Kwai and Boshi. Lightclaw stuck behind them as well. And Meef's sentry gun actually goes down to the spy there, very sadly. I'm not sure if anyone's noticed, but Meef's actually started running Space Wrench. He's on Space Wrench and Big Guns here behind the point here. I think it was just in response to just the waves of bombs that kept coming into the team of Kitty, and there were just not enough to deny it. There were too many people. But the sentry gun, of course, it aims for you, and it will aim at the closest target to the medic most of the time anyway. So you know, maybe it's just a big brain play coming out from Beef to put on the Space Wrench again, and so far it's, apart from him dying to the spider, it's worked out really well. You know, there hasn't been a single jump from Feila, and as I say that, speaking of jumps, Crime comes in and just two-sticks Layla. No chance there.
Yeah, but you have Bosch to help him though, because you know, when you're going to have fun, you better bring some friends along. And there you go, Layla is dead. Now Pahan's low on health. There's some anger coming out of Feila. I believe they're a bit upset about the situation. Pahan with that sandwich!
Oh, that's just... He gets the sandwich, but he gets piped away instantly. Joe gets sniped at the end there. Like, you know, you call, oh, medic 100 in your team's cons, but suddenly there's just this 75 health pack on the floor that you can jump into. And despite the hero pipe there, Pahan will live on just a sliver of health.
Now has the advantage, 50%
Oh,
over
Nubby jumps
Layla.
pocket, but Pahan, he's too smart for that. He's got a sentry on the cliff, and he himself is still on the cliff. So Nubby just went into pocket expecting to find something there, but was met only with the 216 health dispenser.
And the Uber comes up to the blue team. Kitty pushing in with Poker. Jumping in is the Nena Pyro. I just can't say that word, man. It's too difficult. Even though I'm Polish, I mean, I should technically do this, but I can't. Physically cannot, my mouth cannot make the word of the Pyro for the Russian team. Now Newbie on the side, fighting Lightclaw. Will this soldier win? He will! With a nice direct hit there. Now Layla is just on the point with her team. Samsky just capping it nicely done for the Reds. Bahan only for 40%, Layla on 90 right now, and they're in control of the situation.
Yeah, like they just completely pushed out Kitty there at the end there. We had Skansky playing the point, and there was just no position there for Kitty, so they had that big Uber disad. They just opted to just go into spawn, just reset, and try and maybe get Layla to use her Uber. That's exactly what the Pyro's going to try and do, but we'll get completely gunned down there by the heavy of middle. But they got a lot of space here, and they're doing like classic COF stuff now, Kitty are. They just bait people onto the point, and they've actually gotten like quite a few picks, but no, Pahan comes in, backstabs. Pahan gets backstabbed by Mezzo there, and he will take down the sniper as well, so... You know, maybe that, it's one downside to that strategy, of course. I mean, if you're baiting the point, you're looking forward, waiting for that Uber charge to come out, like, most of your team are looking in front of you, and then the spy comes in and just stabs you.
I get really close here. Oh, we
just
may
over 6
have
seconds
spoiler.
left here.
Yeah, the spoiler's coming in. But 1 minute to go for the red team, 44 seconds to go for the blue. Will Kitty be able to reclaim themselves, actually get themselves full 6 points? We don't know yet, but they're going in on the point right now. They're fighting for it, and with everything they've got. Pahan's very aggressively far forward. He doesn't have the Uber charge. Layla has the advantage there. Nice sentry placement by Meep yet again, cleaning up some players here. and a lot of people dead. Mezzo, Joe, and you've seen Samsky all dead, but Boshi, the Pyro, Poker, and Finske all dead for the Kitty. Now, look at how far forward Feila is right now. We used to see very forward placement by the teams in control of the point, going as far as into those 3 choke points, kind of leading out of the spawn. But neither team really opted to do this. Just the respawn times are so quick. Now Boshi comes in, looks for Feila, just completely washed away. Now the Uber comes out of Feila eSports, coming in on Samsky, gets the Uber charge out of Paha. Now Likelight on the offensive, looking down to kill the medic.
Gets
him.
But Joe's in, he's sick off Poker, everyone just comes in, just kills the Heavy in the end there. No chance of him surviving there, just a carpet as he runs around him. He gets the ham kill onto Meath as well for good measure. Bang actually will finish off Joe there with an Ubersaw at the end, but we'll take a butter knife to the face for his troubles, and that will be it. Wow, that's complete reverse of the scoreline from Warntic there. Feila eSports beat Kitty 3-1 here on product. That'll be a map each, that'll be 3 all in the tables. So we're looking for a very close and interesting start to the season so far. It's a second draw this week on KOF.
Actually quite interesting. I mean, seeing this table right now, with basically, Strong Opinions drawing one of their games, and now Feila and Kitty drawing one of their games as well. This might be the closest season yet. I felt the last season was very, very close in terms of skill, but this one's maybe even closer, as basically all 3 teams have very experienced players and just doing an amazing job. I mean, Wormtic definitely being the map that Kitty has researched far more. I believe last season as well, when we were playing Wormtic, they were also way more comfortable. I believe they've won their Wormtic map. I'm not 100% sure, but they definitely played in the same exact style and same exact aggression. But for product being way longer in the map pool and Feila eSports being as long as they're on the scene, it just seemed that they just know this map through and through, and they were not afraid of Kitty's aggression. Even those bombs onto Layla didn't really disprove I'm lacking the word here, just kind of not make Feila go on the point.
I think honestly, it wasn't even map knowledge or research or anything. I think it's just the play style of Kitty. If we look at the way they played Warmtic, it was very very methodical, very split up, very slow, very passive, but they would have Lightclaw come in at the end on the fights when they needed him. And then they just, farm people on the point. But product, it's just a completely different kettle of fish to Warmtic, really, as a map. It's much smaller. The sniper is... Although the sight lines are smaller, the walk distance for the sniper from spawn is a lot shorter. And it's just, the verticality on product is so close to where you hold as well. The only real verticality that's close to the medic on Warmtic is the window area. They had a heavy and a sniper in there pretty much all times, and a sentry behind the point. And they sort of tried to emulate that playstyle with Meath going big guns behind the point there. And it was a lot closer for a while, but eventually it was just the pure aggression coming out from Layla's team that just stopped it. If the product is just a map where if you sit passive, bad things will happen to your team, and sadly, that will be the end of it this week for Kitty, despite a very convincing win on Warmtic.
Gonna take a very, very quick look at the logs. Nothing surprising there. Poker actually getting a little bit more heals than the last time. Top scoring with Pahans and Friendship Gun. As for Layla, she's also topped off middle pretty much most of the time. Both medics didn't really drop any Ubers. Layla got a lot more Ubers coming out of her than Pahan however did. As for damage goes, Joe and UFC just completely crushes Crime. As Crime was kind of both of the demos were close in damage last round, but this time Joe and UFC was in complete control, and it showed. He was basically everywhere. He was putting so much damage with those stickies, and Crime didn't really have anything to do. Most of the time Crime spent was basically trying to take down Layla and jumping in with Boshi, and that's not really what you want your demo to be doing all the time. I'm not sure what was the situation there, but that was not very well thought out. Finske, 24 kills to 20 deaths for him, and Kazarok, unsurprisingly, 35. Pretty much top scoring here, actually top scoring here with the kills here. 14 deaths for him. Game of his life, like you said before. Absolutely amazing and stellar job.
Yeah, it's really interesting looking at the logs as well. We have the 4 top damages are all from Feila. Where you got Joe, Kaza, Mezzo, middle. And then the closest person to any of them is Fuzz. TS and Lightclaw. But when your demo is just so far down, I think Crime just was completely zoned out by Joe and V-Clocks there. And as I said, they were going for these sacks onto Layla over and over, but she only had 11 deaths in the end. Like, most of her deaths, I think, were to... no, actually. Like, most of Leia's deaths were to Spy. Crime got 3, and then the Spy got 4, and the rest were just other classes. But, yeah, like, the sacks were going in, and when they worked really well, but there were just a lot of times when they didn't. Like, having 28 deaths on a demo man on Koth, you know, the only person with more deaths on him there was Boshi, who of course had the most deaths last game as well because of his aggressive playstyle. But when you have your demo man dead at pretty much all the game, it's very difficult for you to get any ground whatsoever on the point, especially on a map as small as Product.
But that all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen, this game has resulted in a draw between Kiti and Feila eSports. Thank you very much for watching, joining us tonight, but this is not over with the Team Fortress 2 action. We're going to be tossing it to the Prem playoffs for 6s, I believe, as we're going to be continuing content here on KritzKast. So don't go anywhere, as there's more coming, and please be sure to check out our Patreon, our website, KritzKast.com, if you want to support us. It's always very helpful. Also, Copenhagen is coming on. You still can buy tickets. You can still go. There's 3 weeks left, so don't miss your chance if you want to meet us all there. I'm going to be there, maybe. I'm not sure. Wiethoofd's going to be there, who's been producing this game tonight. Solar, I'm not sure about you, but you should definitely come, and it's going to be an amazing time, so please check us out, and also don't go anywhere, as like I said, we're tossing it over to more Team Fortress 2 action Prem playoffs for 6s. There you go.
Hi-oh, Beaver! Away!